Welcome, 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 folks, to the pitch competition. Take a seat, come up front, don't be afraid. We have 10 semifinalists who are pitching for a $20,000 prize package. So this is huge. This is a big deal. And we're so excited that you're here to celebrate with us and with them. And I am your MC here. My name is Chris Chambers, and I'm the MC for the virtual and the live event as well. And with me here now is Paul Chambers, no relation to me.
None whatsoever, except for the smile that we share. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here. Thank you to our contestants, our judges. We're super excited to kick off this first round of the pitch competition. As Chris mentioned, this is first of two rounds that we have to narrow it down to our 4 finalists that will compete live in Dallas, Texas at SubSummit on September 21st, the evening of September 21st. They're going to be competing for that $20,000 prize package presented by our friends at Pitney Bowes. We'd be remiss if we did not thank them, because that is such a large part of this pitch competition. Their generous sponsorship helps us bring the $10,000 cash and the $10,000 prize component of this package. So special thank you to Pitney Bowes.
Thank you. And it also wouldn't be possible to run this competition without our judges, who are going to be judging each of the pitch participants and then asking them follow-up questions too. And I want to give them an opportunity to introduce themselves so the audience can meet who will be judging our semifinalists here. We'll start with our event sponsor from Pitney Bowes, Shady Faris. Shady.
Hi, everyone. It's been an exciting few nights going through the submissions, incredible ideas and businesses that are starting. I am Shady Faris. I am the Senior Vice President of Global Pre-Sales Consulting and Professional Services at Pitney Bowes.
Thanks for being here, Shady. We're very appreciative. Thank you. And let's meet Jay Myers.
Hey, everyone. My name is Jay Myers. I am one of the co-founders at Bold Commerce, and very, very involved with subscriptions. I was an e-commerce store owner since 1998. So yeah, I never told you that.
98?
98, built it using Microsoft Front Page. I took my first order on a napkin at a house party when I was 18 years old with a cell phone that was like a brick. And I'm 41 now, so I've been in e-commerce ever since then. But yeah, I've been on the merchant side most of my life, and now we build tools that help subscription brands. So really excited to hear all the pitches, and all the backstories look really amazing.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Jay. We really appreciate it. And Rosa Harris, would you please introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, nice to meet everybody. I'm looking forward to this. It looks like a lot of fun. My background is journalism, but these days I was a generalist, and what I loved about all the submissions is just that there's such a wide range of topics and ideas. I love that. And as a generalist, that really appealed to me. But these days I do a lot of writing for the thought leadership arms of places like Fortune and The Economist and Forbes and Wall Street Journal and so on. My field these days tends to concentrate on technology, AI, machine learning. So I feel like I'm in the right ballpark right here.
Awesome. Rosa, real quick, what's that certification behind you?
Oh, it's my master's of journalism degree.
All right. Nice. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And Jessica Young.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jessica Young. I am the Associate Director of Research at Digital Commerce 360. And for any of you guys who aren't super familiar with that, we're a trade publication that covers e-commerce. I follow SUBTA news very closely, and I'm really looking forward to hearing all of your pitches. My favorite thing to do at Digital Commerce 360 is do features on especially startups. So this is right up my alley, and good luck to everyone.
Thanks, Jessica. Thank you so much for being here and giving your time. Those are our judges.
Those are our judges. And the judges are going to have the very challenging task of listening to these presentations and scoring the pitch competitors at the end of each of their pitches. The judges have 5 core areas of criteria that they're going to be taking a look at. Those 5 areas are business model and idea, customer validation, execution and design, the sales and marketing strategy, and last but not least, the team. At the end of this, the judges are going to reconvene to review their scores together and help narrow down to our 2 lucky winners that will advance to the finals at SubSummit Live. So they've got their scoring sheets ready to go. What do you think, Chris? Should we get this kicked off?
Yes, and real quick, just to remind everybody how this is going to work, each semifinalist will have 3 minutes to present, aka pitch. Following that time, there will be 3 minutes to be asked questions from our judges. And then after that, the next semifinalists, so on and so forth, with our 10 semifinalists all presenting today. And just as Paul mentioned, 2 will be selected from these semifinalists from our judges' criteria. And on June 22nd, just going to say this now and say it again later, June 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern, we'll be announcing those winners. So just want to give as many plugs for that because it's super exciting. And we've narrowed this list down from 100 people who have applied to 10 semifinalists here now and down to 4 eventually. So it's very exciting. That being said, anything else, Paul?
No, I think I'm excited to get this kicked off. Let's get rolling.
All right, Paul, you can go ahead and turn off your screen as we bring up our first participant from Blacklit. Nia Taylor-Clark, come on up here. And as you go ahead and start sharing your screen, Nia has started a monthly subscription box that highlights Black authors and entrepreneurs because, as she says, because literacy matters and representation matters too. So it's super awesome. Nia, thank you for being here. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, stop my video, and your 3 minutes will start when you start.
Okay, could you please tell me if you can see my screen?
I have my audio on still. We see your screen. It looks like you're in presentation mode. It's looking great.
Whew, okay, let me shake these.
All right, yeah.
Is it on me or you're gonna say go or I'm gonna just start?
You start when you're ready.
Okay. I don't read, miss. I'm Black. I pondered on how, when, even if I should say that statement because I know that it stings. But as much as it may hurt to hear it, imagine what it's like to feel it. I said that statement to you because one of my 9th grade students said it to me and it planted a seed. Representation and access are not just buzzwords. Representation and access are 2 of the biggest contributors to the literacy gap that affect our loved ones every day. Please hear me. Black people do read. As a matter of fact, Black millennial readers are thriving in spite of the system, not because of it. Hi, my name is Nia Taylor-Clark, founder of Blacklit. I'm also an educator, mother, and a reader, so I have the pleasure of solving this literacy problem from multiple perspectives. What our community needs is more representation, more access, and more motivation to build lifelong literacy leaders and world changers. That's where Blacklit comes in. Blacklit is a monthly subscription box that highlights Black authors and entrepreneurs in efforts to close the literacy gap, increase representation, and encourage meaningful dialogue across racial divides. The Blacklit box is unique because we do what our competitors don't. We include books by Black authors, and we provide exposure to and for Black small businesses. We offer both secular and Christian options. The list goes on. But don't take my word for it. So far, we have reached over 40 states, 5 countries, and over 3 million people. The Blacklit box has also been praised by Oprah Magazine as one of the top 25 subscription boxes. Our first box was delivered in January of 2020. In just 1 year, we have generated over $107,000 in revenue. Blacklit is not backing down, but we have hit a wall. I have officially outgrown my 1-bedroom apartment and what this solo entrepreneur can do on her own. It's time to grow our team. It's time for more space so we can get out of this apartment. And it's time for more capital so that we can improve our customer experience. Here is our roadmap to scale. I have outlined 4 pillars that I really want to focus on, and I'm happy to go into more detail about any of these during the question and answer period. This year, we are on track to double our revenue from last year and make about $250,000 or more. During year 5, we expect to hit our 1 million mark, and thinking ahead to year 25, the sky is the limit. Blacklit is based in Dallas, Texas, but our impact is global. Blacklit is so much more than just a book in a box. It's the ladder that puts us one step closer to busting through the glass ceiling. It's a reminder that no, we are not just Black. We are Black, literate, empowered, and strong. It's the difference between I don't read myths, I'm Black, and I know I can be what I want to be. Help us close the gap. Don't just get lit, get Blacklit. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nia. We really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. And I want to invite our judges to come up onto our virtual stage here. Go ahead and turn your screens, unmute yourselves at your leisure, and fire away.
I can start. Nia Taylor, this is an exciting story and background. I was excited to hear the story behind how you started. I have a couple of questions. I'm curious, how do you plan to scale your business based on your consumer preferences? Like, how are you going to, is there any plans on how you are modifying those boxes based on their feedback or preferences of what to receive? More around how sustainable the idea can be for I'm putting myself as one of your consumers, for example, how sustainable that would be. You're on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Blacklit is inclusive. So what we do is we don't just market to one community, one demographic, one race, one gender. We have boxes for kids. We have boxes for adults. We have boxes for men, for women. We have fiction boxes. We have nonfiction options. And we also offer discussion prompts and questions that come in the box to help educate people who may not be familiar with Black culture or who want to learn more about it. We also have done allied partnerships and things like that to help spark the conversation. In terms of sustainability, I don't see readers going anywhere. Like, I don't see books going anywhere. They've been here for a long time. People still prefer print books to like Audible and things like that. So I think the literacy market is here. We just need to spice it up a little bit and add that element of representation and access so that everyone can enjoy it.
Thank you.
I have a question. Really good presentation. Good, congrats on the sales first year. What is your churn retention look like?
Absolutely, I have it here for you. So our churn rate is about 9%, and our average revenue per customer is about $198. Now, with these numbers, I do want to let you know that when I first started, and I didn't know that much about business, my box was $29.99. And so now the price has raised, but if the price would have been what it is now back then, that average revenue per customer, that would be higher and our churn rate would be lower because people would not have been shocked by the price increase.
Do you have any strategy around increasing the value once a customer subscribes? So buying more boxes or increasing within boxes, or is there any strategy around that?
Absolutely. So in our roadmap to scale, we really want to heighten the customer experience. So due to a lack of capital, we had to stop our custom packaging. That was something that subscribers really look forward to. They shared it. We want to help build our community. And so what that looks like for us is because we offer so many different genres of boxes, we can't just have one big book club because people will be talking about different books and different age groups. So we want to use technology to our advantage so that we can host these book clubs and create an experience for it. And then we really want to bring back the Blacklit Kids box because people have been asking for it.
I want to leave time for just one more question here. Rose, I see one on the tip of your tongue.
I do have one. I'm wondering how you select the material that goes into the boxes. Is there a panel, or how does that work?
To be completely honest and transparent, I just pay attention. I pay attention to the news, to my customers. I see what Bookstagram is looking like and what people are putting on their to be read list. And I just see what people are interested in, and I pay attention to like the news, maybe what people would want to know, would need to know. And to be honest, I don't necessarily have that many options because of the correlation between the amount of Black authors that are available and white authors that are available.
Great, thanks very much.
No problem.
Yeah, for sake of time, we'll stop there with questions. I know there's probably a lot more. Jessica, we'll get you first on the next round if that feels right. And thank you so much, Nia. Really appreciate it. In the chat, I know people are applauding right now. The virtual applause, I feel them.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes. And judges, you can turn your screens off for right now. Nia, you can stop sharing your screen. We'll give our judges just a moment to tally up the scores from that great presentation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our next presenter from Wild Alaskan Seafood Box, I want to invite John up onto our virtual stage here. Hey, John, thank you for being here. And as you share your screen, John has a seafood box with a mission to help folks know where their seafood comes from, what it represents, and beyond. So thank you. John, do you feel ready to roll?
Ready to go, and I'm just going right off the video today.
Awesome, cool. It's all yours.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is John Wandrus. I'm founder of Billings Seafood Guys and the Wild Alaskan Seafood Box. I grew up in a small commercial fishing town of Petersburg, Alaska, and I first started working on fishing boats at the age of 15. And I did this through college. And after college, I actually started working for seafood companies and eventually was running some of the largest seafood operations in the state of Alaska. This experience gave me an in-depth knowledge of the Alaskan seafood industry and now allows us to provide a huge amount of value to our members. Wild Alaskan Seafood Box began just under a year ago as a subscription service in addition to our existing local and regional businesses. We currently have 402 members who receive our wild-caught seafood in 5-pound curated boxes and custom box options. Our goal is to connect consumers directly to Alaskan fishermen and to change the way people think about seafood. When Wild Alaskan Seafood Box first started, we worked mainly with influencers and podcasts to acquire customers. And today we use mainly social ads, Google ads, and in-person events. We also discovered that anytime I was able to tell my story and really highlight our Alaskan fishermen, we had much better success acquiring new customers. There are other direct-to-consumer seafood businesses out there, and the big ones are funded. And we found out very quickly that we are not able to compete with these guys as just another seafood provider. Our new value proposition gives members access to an array of guides and courses that we have created in-house. And we are working to create 3 new guides and courses each month to give more value to our customers. Our goal is to add so much digital value into our memberships that if for some reason we are unable to send a seafood box to a member one month, they would not cancel. And this is a concept that I actually learned about in a video done by Jay and Chris that really stuck with me. As we receive new data and feedback from customers, we're always noticing new things. One of those is that customers tend to cancel after 4 to 5 months because seafood has piled up in the freezers. Another one is that many customers want to add seafood or one-time add-ons to their renewal orders, but are currently unable to. Our new website is going to be launching in 45 days. We have actually moved over to Shopify, and we feel that we've created a much better platform and experience for our members, and that we have solved many of the pain points that we face on our existing website. As we move forward, we aim to get back up to Alaska to create more content and storytelling with our Alaskan fishermen on their boats. We also aim to begin sourcing directly from more fishermen and creating those partnerships. The prize money from this competition would kickstart all of that and help us provide even more value to our members. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. And I want to welcome the judges back up on stage. I see Chris George joined us on the road, wants to see what's going on. Just stop sharing his screen. Thanks for being here, Chris George. All right, judges, take it away.
I'll start. Thanks for watching the live with me and Chris. I'm glad you got some value out of it.
Definitely.
This is we actually, smart move on moving to Shopify. I think it's a great idea. I think we actually work with a very large brand in the same space. We don't work with, they use our software. And one of the challenges they run across, which I'm running how you deal with, is the seasonality of of this. And I imagine, can you ship this subscription all year long, or is it seasonal and people can subscribe, or what's your approach there?
Yeah, definitely. So two big things come into play to answer that question. I mean, number one is all the experience I have in the industry really allows me to, source seafood up there in Alaska from so many different sources, and really, work through those different issues just with all that knowledge and that background with what's going on up there. On top of that, that was one of the main reasons why we decided to go with a curated box option, because that allows us, like, every time we have a renewal, that customer is going to be getting, or has the potential to be getting, a different variety of seafood. So, for example, we have a salmon box that can contain a variety of the different Alaskan salmon species, depending, what's in season and what we're able to source at that time.
Awesome. Jessica?
Sure. I have a quick question for you. I'm always interested in kind of the storytelling aspect of this. And you mentioned, you guys are looking to generate content to put on the website. Tell me a little bit about how that looks, and what kind of story you guys are trying to tell to consumers to have them be more engaged with the brand and make a bigger connection.
Without a doubt. So I'm actually based down in Billings, Montana. So when we first started, we did a lot of content really just around, education and, how to cook seafood, how to enjoy that seafood. Because so many people really are, have that intimidation of seafood, not sure how to, how to truly enjoy it, don't want to ruin it. But what we've really seen, and we've had a lot of luck with, is being able to show our customers now and educate them on the side of really the harvesting, the catching, and everything that goes into what those fishermen do up there. So, I've been able to get a lot of content, from my friends just being up there on their boats as they're fishing. But we really want to get up there and film those experiences, get up there in the wheelhouse with those guys as they're fishing, show them what the crew goes through, show them those 22-hour days where you're just grinding through the weather and harvesting fish, but then also do education with these guys, the fishermen's favorite recipes, how these guys cook seafood on the boat, just really, really creating that experience for our members.
And John, I loved your presentation on your website, very engaging, in your YouTube videos on it.
Thank you.
I'm just curious, you actually mentioned it's a very competitive market, and I saw, or it felt like your price structure is on the higher end actually in the market, maybe 20% higher than a lot of your competitors. Can you shed some light on how you came up with that subscription pricing model?
Yeah, definitely. The 2 to 3 big competitors, we've really found right in line with them. We're anywhere from plus or minus about $5 per membership box. One thing that we're really trying to do as a bootstrap business is to add even more value into our memberships, to where we have such a digital aspect behind it that we really hope that we can increase that price even more because of all the additional value inside that membership.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
I'm wondering if you have a system for ensuring the provenance of the products that you're delivering, because I know that's a big question in things like Whole Foods has a whole 1 to 5 system for measuring how meat is how livestock is treated. So I'm wondering if there's a similar provenance or some system that you have that certifies how the fish and seafood are caught.
Yeah, definitely. And our end goal is to be able to create an internal system where we do connect each seafood item directly to, one of our fishermen and the boat. We're definitely not there yet. One of the cool things that I really thought we did, and again, this comes back to my experience and, my background in the industry, but, we've done videos to where we, will grab a package of the seafood and talk about the labels that's on there and what those numbers are and what that means, by a lot code, and how we're able to track that back to the plant, how it shows what date that seafood was caught, how it shows, inspections and all that. So, I guess I would say until we're able to do our internal system, we're really educating our customers of how they can tell from the seafood, that they do receive in their boxes, all the details, the minute details, and what that actually means.
Great. Thank you, judges, for great questions. And let's virtually give it up for John for your presentation. We really appreciate it. Great
Thank you.
job. Thank you. Cool. Paul, I see you've popped up.
Yeah, I did. I was going to comment to you that there's a lot of, got quite a few food boxes in here. So I hope our audience has eaten today. Otherwise, they're going to be really hungry by the end of this pitch competition.
Yeah, just order a box now. No
Yeah,
expedite.
encourage that.
Yeah.
And get a snack if you haven't had a snack yet. So just want to say
Thank
great
you.
job to those first two competitors. It's awesome.
Yes, and let's welcome up our next presenter, Jill Lodato from Kids Baking Club. She's got a subscription that will not only inspire your kids, but it'll feed them as well with delicious food and fun, and offer virtual baking classes as well and baking kits. Jill, I'm assuming you're not sharing your screen either.
No, I'm not. It's just me.
Awesome. Well, welcome and take it away when you are ready.
Well, thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here. My name is Jill Lodato. I am the founder of Kids Baking Club. So 15 months ago, something very challenging happened to our families and kids. In a moment's notice, our kids and families were shut in and isolated, especially our kids. They were enjoying going to school, interacting with their friends, doing community events, going to sporting events, and all of a sudden they were isolated and shut in. As far as me, I own a preschool called Bright Start for Kids, and on March 13, 2020, my business was completely shut down. I'm a single mom, a single income, and it was a very, very challenging time for me, but I had an idea. I thought, how can I take my love for baking and decorating and bring it to families so the kids who have been on screens all day long could get off their screens and actually do some fun learning and interact. And that's how Kids Baking Club was born. So let me show you our kits. We do a theme kit. It's a process learning hands-on kit. We do not include the ingredients because we want kids to actually learn about budgeting and resourcing and sourcing the different ingredients that they, and because of dietary modifications as well. So this is our June kit. It's called Fruta Loompa Luau, say that 5 times. And it includes 5 step-by-step recipes. It has an ingredient list. It has a baking lesson, but they also get baking supplies, decorating tools. We always send some motivational cards to get them excited and some motivational stickers. Now with their first box, they get a kids baking apron, and then every single month they get a collector's pin so they can collect pins on their apron. This month it is a pineapple. Next month is our summer sweet safari, and it's going to be a giraffe. So fun. But we have added some value to our baking club. Now in June, we just launched a virtual component to our baking kits. So now not only will they get the baking kit every month, but they will also get on every recipe a QR code or a URL link on their info card that will take them to a baking class, showing them exactly how to make that particular recipe. It's like Food Network for kids. So we are very, very excited. But the most exciting thing about Kids Baking Club and my experience is meeting the families and the kids. And I want to introduce you to one of our families. This is Elise Reese, and her kids are Bryden, Kinley, and Sydney. And one of the things is that she communicates with me what is going on with their family since they have been isolated. So these are some of the things that are happening with kids using our baking kits. We see this in our private Facebook group and in email messaging. One is they're building confidence. They're showing resilience during a very difficult time. They're happy baking and having fun. They have a lot of pride when they actually bake something and share it with people. They're learning life skills that they will have for the rest of their lives. They're learning math and science and literacy. And they're also learning about follow through. They're learning to be creative, taking risks, different cultures, working together, nutrition, and family bonding. So I want to thank you so much for inviting me and letting me share with you today. And I am thrilled to welcome any of your questions.
Woo, virtual applause. Thank you, Jill. I'll hand it over to the judges for some questions.
I have a quick question, Jill. I'm curious about the feedback from your consumers and the moms and parents as to not including the ingredients in the box, especially that it goes against a lot of the subscription meal boxes or that approach.
Yes, so ours is a learning kit. We're a process learning kit. We do get that question, but the thing is that a lot of those boxes only include one recipe. They're already pre-measured. They're already, the kids don't even know. It's like the pouches that they squeeze and put in their mouth. They have no idea what's in there. We're teaching kids how to bake. We're teaching kids how to decorate and cook. And we do include sweet and savory recipes. So they're making dinner, they're making snack, they're making breakfast, and they're learning those skills.
I'm wondering, as the world opens up again post-COVID, are there opportunities that you can see to perhaps bring people together as in a physical way to kind of share their experiences?
Yeah, it's a great question. Actually, before COVID, for the last 15 years, I've actually been teaching baking and decorating classes in our city community, and I have a very large 11 million YouTube channel. So I've been teaching baking and decorating, and some of the ideas, my son works with me, and he's always like, let's have a conference, let's bring all the kids together and families and make it a big deal. And then also we've been doing some Zoom calls where the kids can join us together, and they can meet other people that are inspired by baking as well.
One question for you.
Go ahead.
Sorry, one question for you about the kind of virtual classes. Is that stuff, are those lessons that you're putting together on your own and they're accessible on demand? Is that a huge time suck for you? How do you handle that portion of, you know, your workload as well?
Everything in subscription box takes time. I always say that if you dissected my brain, you would see a sponge. I've learned so much this year. And that's one of the reasons why I would love the prize money, is because they're offering some services that I would really welcome. So I am a curriculum writer. I've been an educator for years, so it's not hard for me to write the curriculum. So you can see in the back, I created a little Food Network studio in the back. The prize money obviously would be helpful because we can really increase our lighting and sound and a better studio. But that's kind of where we're at right now. We're just starting, we're launching, and we're just wanting to improve as we go.
I'm wondering if you've thought about potential with partners, whether it's food companies or brands, to include the ingredients of some sort or a basic. And the reason I ask is I subscribe to Kiwi Crate for my kids, and there's always a kit that they build something, but then there's instructions for, 10 other things they could do. And if it was a kite, here's some other things you could build. Because I think the real killer value would be for some basic ingredients in there, but then keep what you have as like, and here's some more. Have you thought about like a partner play with companies that like maybe make the ingredients?
Yeah, well, yeah, we think about stuff all the time. It's always something that we have discussions about, my son and I. So one of the things is that we're able to send the box at a really economical price, because we're able to send it under 16 ounces first class. So I do know that when you add ingredients, it increases the weight. So we have to test it, because one of the things that we see when the kids open, the whole opening the box experience, is they kind of throw the recipes aside and they start digging in for all of the tchotchke stuff, the baking tools and things like that. They love the apron pens. So we have thought about like adding spices or sprinkles and things like that. So it's all in the works. It's just going to be an addition to all the other things that we're doing. But great question.
Yeah, great questions, judges. And Jill, thank you so much for your presentation and answering those questions. Very excited for you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, judges, will give you a moment here to continue to tally up your scores and get ready for the next pitch competitor to join us. I want to kind of comment here real quick. One of the things that I love about the pitch competition is seeing the passion in the founders that are presenting here. Our first 3 founders so far already have shown so much passion, and it's so exciting to see that come through in this business. Obviously, we're biased to the subscription industry as well. We're also passionate about it, and it's really fun to see that continue to come through today, and excited to see that continue with our contestants here.
Let's invite our next passionate founder up from Upscriber, Silas Wellington. Come on up onto our virtual stage. Silas, come on up here.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I apologize, my video just went down for a second
Okay. Well,
due to Wi-Fi issues.
That's okay. And if there is, we can wait till the Wi-Fi clears up. You know, probably 8 people in your home streaming things right now. But let's see how the screen sharing goes.
Okay, let me go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see everything here. Okay. All right, how does that look?
Yeah, we see the screen. You know, sadly, we can't see you.
Unfortunately, I apologize here. It looks like it's still loading on my end. So
Okay.
I'm just gonna go ahead and jump into things. I feel like my voice carries very well. So
Awesome.
You could just imagine my smile.
Okay. All right, Silas, take it away.
Hi, everyone. Silas Wellington, CEO and founder of Upscriber. I started Upscriber. In 2018 because as many consumers like myself have a ton of subscriptions, very difficult keeping track of them. Sometimes you're getting charged for subscriptions you don't even know you have. And then also looking for ways to cancel subscriptions is such a hurdle. So I was looking for a new way to be able to manage all my subscriptions in one place. And then also as a business owner as well, and having friends that are business owners, looking at ways for businesses to acquire new customers, looking at ways for businesses to retain the customers they have was also very challenging. And with the traditional model of one transaction at a time, playing that rat race becomes very difficult. So how do you create predictable long-term solution? Cash flow. So I started Upscriber as an all-in-one marketplace for businesses and consumers to come together to buy and sell subscriptions, making it easy for businesses to reach new customers and increase their retention. Also making it very enjoyable for consumers to really experience subscriptions without any limits or without any downsides. The marketplace for subscriptions is growing and it's going to keep growing. So we're looking at a market cap of about 5% within the Midwest, which is about 46 million that we're targeting. And also we're looking to expand across the nation as well. Main target market is the small to mid-sized businesses, and we're actively pursuing about 5 different verticals at this time. Our business model is very simple. We bring businesses on board that are looking to advertise their products, services, or experiences as subscriptions or memberships. We help them list their products or services in our marketplace for free. Once the consumer purchases or subscribes to that product or service, we take a 11.5% transaction fee, and then we send everything else back to the business owner. Our customer experience is where we really thrive. Through our app, consumers are able to download and discover new subscriptions. They can actually recommend businesses as well that are not on the platform. Once they subscribe and purchase a subscription, they can sometimes redeem those subscriptions in stores depending on what they are, or receive them in the mail. And then they can manage all their subscriptions in one place and then actually share some subscriptions as well as with friends and families. For businesses, the way it works is as a business, once you sign up, if you already have a subscription, great, we'll just add you to our marketplace. If you don't have a subscription, we can help create a very unique customized subscription just for your business and add it to our marketplace. Once a customer subscribes or redeems, you get paid at the end of the month, and that's it. The marketplace for subscription, again, is very competitive, but unlike most of our competitors, we're really highly focused on the customer experience, and also we're not a niche business. We really look to serve about 80 to 90% of the B2C businesses in the marketplace. Our team consists of myself and 2 other members, and then we also have a development team that we work with that handles our web design and our mobile app design. Our go-to-market strategy consists of creating strategic partnerships, building out a sales force, and launching digital marketing campaigns. And so far, our milestones, last year we did a MVP, brought some businesses on the platform where we got great feedback from those businesses. And then from there, we pushed forward, went into a little bit of a stealth mode, got a lot of feedback, and we're launching our marketplace app right now, looking to bring on about 100 businesses to the platform. We're going to be doing some hiring, and then we're going to do a bigger public launch at the end of the year. And then we're looking to raise some money in 2022. And our mission at Upscriber is very simple. We want to transform how people buy and sell subscription products and services, and then turn experiences into long-lasting relationships. Thank you.
Thank you, Silas. Appreciate it. JD?
Silas, great idea. I was very intrigued by it as I was looking at it. I'm actually curious. How are you planning? It seems like it's a self-service model where consumers are self-onboarding as well as merchants as well are self-onboarding. Is that true? And have you run into issues where the merchants' catalogs vary in a way that you would need an extra infrastructure and support to onboard merchants? I noticed that in your plans to scale, you didn't have more of the tech support that comes with such a platform. And remind me again, how much did you say your transaction fee is?
Okay, a couple of great questions there. I'll break them down for you. So first question, the way we plan to scale, we actually, our process is totally automated. So most businesses and consumers can get in there and start working by themselves without any help. But we do have a sales, we do have a sales associates right now that work with businesses to get them on board as needed. And help them create those customized subscriptions. Because we know for some business owners, jumping into this type of model is going to be very difficult, right? How do you figure out your margins? How do you figure out what your customers look like? There's a lot of pieces that we bring together, and we help businesses with that piece for free. On the technology side of things, we actually, we're ready to scale. We have a development team that we've been working with for 2 years that is ready to really boom things up through the roof. So I didn't include it in here, but we do have that ready to go as well on that end. Does that answer all your questions?
Yep, thank you. And what was the transaction fee for the
Sorry,
merchant?
the transaction fee is 11.5%.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Silas, I got a couple questions. Great presentation. What is the key differentiator between this and like CrateJoy, for example?
Awesome question. I feel like that's probably one of the best questions as well. Our key differentiator is we're hyper focused on the customer side of things as well. And we make the subscription solution for businesses very simple. Plus, we're not a niche company. So CrateJoy, Mind and Body, there's some other couple of competitors, they're hyper focused in one niche, where we're looking at being really the Amazon for subscriptions, right? We want all businesses eventually in the future where we see the market going that have subscriptions to be on Upscriber. And we also want to be top of the mind in consumers' eyes when they're looking for a subscription, they're thinking about Upscriber as the place to go to.
Is there?
Does that answer your question?
It does, yeah. And then I just have one follow-up question.
Yeah.
Does a brand need to load their own products on there, like as or could it be a sales channel from another subscription platform, for example, if like let's say Shopify or somewhere else, or do you expect them to manage it completely in Upscriber?
So as for right now, everything is managed, but we actually have that on our product roadmap to be able to bring things from other sales channels as well. So as starting out, we want to keep it as simple as possible, but we're looking to expand our technology to include some of that. And we're actually building our API to be able to pull things from different places as well.
Okay.
We have time for one more question.
I have one for you, Silas. It seems you mentioned in some of your submission that there are babysitting services and vacations and oil changes and things of that nature. When you're mixing services and products, are there any challenges that come out of that, and how are you guys handling that part of it?
Yeah, the biggest issue we found early on is from those from the variety of different services and products out there is how do you help them become profitable, right? Because for most companies, this is not the Groupon model where you're chopping 50% of your margin and giving it back, right? How do you create something that's very unique? So early on, we were focusing highly on the training side, but we decided to take a step back and really focus on the business economic side. So our team is trained to really dive deep into most businesses and ask them the right questions to help pull out and extract some of that information where we can create those type of profitability models for the businesses. And then secondly, the goal of our marketplace, right, and the fun part of the marketplace as we expand is to be able to bring in that variety of different businesses and those channels into one place. So for example, as I shop on Amazon right now and go crazy, when a consumer comes in, tries to find one thing, sometimes they see something else, right? It happens to me all the time, endless boxes from Amazon. But our goal is to make sure that we're giving consumers the ability and the diversity of products that they could find without even knowing.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much. The discovery
Awesome.
element of it is good to know.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you, Silas. And judges, thank you for your questions, giving you here a moment to tell your scores. And we'll invite our next participant onto the screen here. But Silas, for sure, I felt your smile as you were talking.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, judges, and thank you for everyone.
Thank you. Our next pitcher, our next participant, as Paul said earlier, I hope you've eaten already, because here's another food-related one. Saida, thank you for being here with the Marshmallow of the Month Club. I like this: dunk, indulge, and make indoor s'mores with this artisan marshmallow subscription service. Artisanal, that's the word I was looking for. Artisanal. Saida, I'll stop mumbling and let you take it.
Thank you, Chris. "You're killing me, Smalls" is the iconic line from the movie The Sandlot. Remember when Ham is explaining to Smalls how to make s'mores and he's hopelessly confused? Well, I have this fan theory that Scotty Smalls grew up in a household where they don't eat pork. And if you didn't know, most store-bought marshmallows are made with a pork gelatin. With the Marshmallow of the Month Club, kids and adults alike no longer have to miss out on the s'more experience. Hi, I'm Saida Farrell, and I'm the owner of the Marshmallow of the Month Club, where every month I curate a different flavored marshmallow paired with fresh baked graham crackers. And although my products are not vegan or vegetarian, they are made with a fish-based gelatin for those who abstain from eating pork for any number of reasons. Since launching in August of 2019, I've had 1,100 unique subscribers with a revenue of $85,000. To date, I still have zero ad spend by leveraging my Cratejoy marketplace listing. Meet Rebecca. She's the ideal avatar of the Marshmallow of the Month Club. She lives in California, has friends and family in Texas. She's around the age of 25 to 50, enjoys reading, all things sweet, and is a culinary adventure seeker. Although Rebecca was engaged when she first subscribed, she's now married with 2 children. And although she doesn't have a large disposable income, the Marshmallow of the Month Club is how she treats herself every month after a long workday. To differentiate myself from my direct competitors like Exo Marshmallow, Viveltri, and Smalls on Amazon, I offer an all-in-one s'more kit with a fish-based gelatin, stellar customer service, and every month there's a new unboxing theme. The pricing model for month-to-month subscribers is $25 per month, and then 12 months, if paid in full, it's $22 per month. The average customer acquisition cost is about $11 based on Cratejoy's fees, and the lifetime value is $104 per subscriber. So when it comes to the current team, it's just me, from baking the marshmallows and cookies to managing social media and shipping each month. Today, I am seeking $20,000 in non-diluted funding, which will allow me to purchase my inventory in bulk and reduce my cost of goods, hire my first 3 team members, and implement a digital marketing campaign. So who's ready to spread marshmallow joy with me? For more information, you can find me at Edible Opus on Instagram or on the Cratejoy Marketplace at the Marshmallow of the Month Club. Thank you.
Woo! Thank you. Judges.
Beautiful presentation. I'm ready to eat, actually.
Thank you.
I have a question. How I think you actually answered part of it, where how you differentiate yourself from the competition. Your price point seemed a bit on the higher end, but you also gave the reasons for that. But you mentioned that the lifetime value is $104. Does that mean that they usually stay for a few months?
They stay for 120 days, so they stay for 4 months. So, and what's interesting is I do kind of like a 3-month pairing with each box, but they do stay on for that 1 additional month. So that's been the average.
Do you have plans on how to sustain clients longer? Feels like a lot of work to acquire clients for like $11 client acquisition and then short period of subscription.
Well, there's a couple of things to it, right? So I'm only on the Crate Joy marketplace. So I do need to build out my own website and start acquiring customers outside of Crate Joy. So I recognize that as well. But the other piece to it is offering a quarterly option. So usually when they leave, it's like, I need a break from the sugar. So if I'm able to offer that quarterly option at a higher price point, then I would retain them longer.
Right. Thank you.
You're
Kind of a
welcome.
related question for you. Do you offer like a one-off box if I wanted to gift, that to someone else? Didn't want to necessarily commit to a whole year. I'm just curious if that's part of your model as well.
So that does affect my churn right now, because you can do a gift subscription for 1 month on Crate Joy, but I can't do actually like a one-off. So I could, instead of just having the marketplace and use Crate Joy as my back end, then I would be able to offer those one-offs. And, in the future, being able to offer the marshmallows by themselves or the graham crackers and build your own box.
Yeah, that sort of raised a question with me. I'm wondering what the churn rate is. Is it high or is it steady? How would you?
Well, it's been steady. So it's 14%, and it's been that steady. It fluctuates between 12 and 14%, depending on the season. So now that we're going into warmer months, those who have been with me, some of them are dropping off because of the warmer months and how the marshmallows, I'm in Ohio and I shipped them out to California. So even though they didn't complain that, there was some melting issues, but I've got a few dropping off. So now I'm working on how do I create packaging that's insulated. And, I have to factor the cost of that as well to have these insulated packages for the month of June, July, and August. But July's been a killer for Texas and California, and that's where I get most of my subscriptions from.
Good response. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have you thought about gift subscriptions, not just gift one time, but like, to me, I think I would buy this as a gift subscription because it's, I don't know, it's sugary. It's maybe not the healthiest, but it's yummy.
Right.
So I would buy it as a gift. And do you have any plans around that?
So I do offer on Etsy. Outside of Crate Joy, I offer on Etsy a gift subscription. And surprisingly, last year during November, there was this B2B explosion I wasn't expecting, because with remote workers, people were doing like these fireside chats, or to reduce Zoom fatigue, they were doing little team building activities with the marshmallows. So I did see a lot of gift subscriptions from the B2B side. So haven't really translated that to B2C other than offering it as a one-off on the Etsy side right now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for answering those questions. Judges, thank you. And our virtual attendees, let's give it up for Saida. Thank you.
Chris, we are halfway through our pitch competition here. I'm excited. First half has been awesome. I'm excited to see what the second half brings.
Yeah, and it's such a diverse group of brands, which is very exciting. And to go from marshmallows to right now, we're going to a box that helps you live zero waste. So I want to invite up on the stage sisters, Katerina and Natalie Trusova. Come on up. Awesome. You're sharing your screen, and I will back away slowly when you.
All right. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we hear you.
All right. Awesome. All right. So can you imagine your life, your day without plastic? Morning starts with a plastic toothbrush and toothpaste in a plastic packaging. Brushing your hair with a plastic hairbrush, and on your way to work, you get a coffee in a plastic cup. And wait, it's just beginning of the day. Researchers found that Americans generate an average of 230 pounds of plastic per year. We made plastic, we depend on it, and now we are drowning in it. Back in 2018, I got inspired by my friend that spontaneously decided to leave zero waste. It sounded hard, but there was a growing movement of people who adopt a zero waste lifestyle. So I thought, why I couldn't be one of them? I started to shop for sustainable products, and I realized I don't know what to buy, where to buy, and are the products good enough? It was so confusing with all those words meant compostable, recyclable, disposable. In that moment, I thought it would be great if there would be a service that delivers everything I need on a regular basis. I looked it up and I couldn't find anything. So guess what? My sister Natalie and I decided to start Kiwi EcoBox, zero waste subscription box that helps people to transition towards more sustainable lifestyle. And today, we are here to tell you that zero waste living is more attainable than it may seem. Kiwi EcoBox was born in April 2020, just when COVID-19 hit the world. We have everything you need to transition to a low waste lifestyle, from beauty products to on-the-go utensils. Every month, subscribers get from 5 to 7 different products that we ship in 100% plastic-free packaging with paper wrapping, labels, and tape, all of which are recyclable and compostable. Our goal is to show people that every small step is a positive one, and it's actually not that hard to make a positive impact on the environment. The subscription model helps to cover some basic needs, as some products come on a recurring basis, and also encourage people to discover and adopt sustainable practices by adding products of small local brands. Subscription starts from $24.99 plus $5 shipping, which is quite affordable. Plus, we also offer different starter kits. In 1 year, we delivered about 2,500 boxes, inspiring many people around the world to live greener. Our lifetime value is about $180 and churn rate below 12% on average. We started the company with our own savings, and so far we are profitable. Not bad for a company that began life 1 year ago while we both had full-time jobs. We are not just a company to sell subscription boxes. We are building a community to achieve more sustainable lifestyle. We believe it will be more and more people willing to live in a planet-friendly way in the United States and also around the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Let's pull the judges up here and fire away, judges.
I became so conscious of all the plastic. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Jessica.
No, go ahead, you're fine.
I became so conscious of all the plastic in my home since I've watched since I've seen your submission. I'm curious, how are you managing your supplies and who's your suppliers? How do you manage to keep the cost down and coordinate all the different suppliers that would provide for such a vision? Also, I noticed that your lifetime is also not that long, like 7 months. Is there a reason why consumers are in it for 7 months, and then is it just because of not enough yet variety of boxes, or do they select the boxes themselves?
Natalie, if you don't mind, I will start and you will continue to answer to the second question. So as far as the brands and products that we try to include in our boxes, we always rely first on the local brands that we can find here, first of all, in Austin, Texas, and then in America. So you could see that recently we had like a David's toothpaste, and what we do, we just reach out to people, reach out to different company and offer them to be included in our box in return of advertising, because we have like a great community on Instagram, and we share a lot of different social medias, YouTube unboxing videos, and of course people will give us very good prices on that when we buy in bulk. And yeah, and that's how it works.
Any reason it's around 7 months that they stick around and
Yeah,
then?
let's Natalie will answer for that.
Yeah, I mean, I believe we only exist 1 year, and I believe also part of the reason is why we have an average 6 months of lifetime. Yeah, I mean, also because, you know, I mean, at the beginning, when COVID started, like a lot of people cancel their subscription because they obviously run out of the money. They are now don't have like stable job, and because that's like maybe 70% of people that canceled, that's the main reason. That's why partially just because we're only on the market for 1 year.
Yeah, we've shipped our first subscription June 15, like first box June 15, so it's been not even a year yet. And another thing that I was thinking what would be the reason people cancel that, I don't know, they try something. We also educate people as well. We show them different options. Like there can be something different that you can replace at your house. And I believe it's just like also educational experience. They found some information that can be useful, and they will just go on using this information. And yeah, just they don't need like all this stuff anymore.
Thank you.
Do you have a system for feedback from your customers? What are you hearing from your customers about the products?
Yeah, so we send emails with a survey and ask people their opinion, if they like what they like. And also, as I told you, the Instagram community is very active. And people always, like right now, our biggest, people always leave feedbacks. And right now, our biggest request is zero waste cosmetics. And yeah, that's what we are trying to find, like a good brands right now who could be our vendors for that.
Also, some people gives us feedback that, for example, they want to have an option to customize a box, and that's why we're now working on a new website that will give us more option to customize the box, because basically some people are complaining that, let's say, when you leave zero waste, sometimes you need also avoid buying new products, and with subscription you actually get in some products that you maybe already have or you don't need. So with customization, we hope that we will solve this issue, and people will just receive some absolutely new products like once in a year, and some products they will able to choose one of like 3 or 5 options.
I know, Jessica, you had a question too. Just
Yeah.
one last quick question. Thank you.
I'll squeeze this in here. I know, the zero waste movement's been, in the news quite a bit. I'm curious, because it's so integral in your mission, if you guys are getting any pressure in terms of like fulfillment and being sustainable in fulfillment. You mentioned a little bit about the packaging, but just in terms of like carbon offset for, deliveries and things like that. I don't know if it's something that you guys are currently doing, or, it's on your wish list for the near future.
We are currently on it. We work with a company called Sandler. I don't know if anyone from our panelists know about this company. Sandler is a company that offers shipping offset. Yes, and so basically whenever we need to ship something, we always provide the labels from using this company. That's the only way what we are doing right now.
But also when we choose brands that we want to work with, of course, we check if are they sustainable, what the packaging looks like, if it's also like if it's compostable, sustainable, and also about items itself. And of course, people, especially because our subscribers, they mostly already know a little bit something about zero waste, they always ask. And when they receive something, we try to also not only packaging, instead of putting any advertisements inside our box or booklets, we do QR code. And if you scan QR code, there is a like ebook with all information about all items, how you can use them, how then you can recycle them, or what the other, what the ingredients, are they sustainable, so on.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Can I say one quick thing, Chris? I know
Jay,
it's not a question, it's a comment. I thought it was
Go ahead.
awesome. I think this would work perfectly well as like a plan, a 24-month plan, because like I am probably not a sustainable person. I use a lot of plastic, but if you told me within 24 months, one box at a time, my life could become more sustainable. And each month I got, you know, the toothbrush, the hair, well, I don't need a hairbrush, but whatever. And then links of now where I can buy that in the future. Next month is something else. And if your churn is 7 months anyway, if you get people to lock in, to commit to a lifestyle, and each month in my box, it had like a graph of this is how much pounds of carbon I'm saving now and how much water I'm saving. Like people would share that, people would post that. And I just think like 24 months is longer than most subscriptions are anyway. It would be really cool. So I think it's a great thing. And just
thank you, Jay. Thank you. I noted it. Thank you so much.
Jay's an ideas guy.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing idea. And thank you for that. And thank you, judges, for your questions. Katarina, Natalie, thank you for your time and such a great presentation.
Thank you.
Virtual applause is erupting. We appreciate it. All right. We're going to go ahead and welcome Katie Wall from the Culture Biz. Thank you for being here. Thank you for presenting today.
Thank you.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
Yeah, I'm ready. Can you see my slides?
See the slides, and we hear you loud and clear. Take it away.
Perfect. All right. How many of you have been to a boring work meeting? I can feel all of your hands raised right now. I'm guessing about 100% of you have been to a boring work meeting. The Culture Biz is on a mission to ensure that work meetings are more engaged, more productive, and more fun. Employee turnover costs companies an average of 1/3 of the employee's annual salary, and more than 50% of employees cite a strong sense of community was the main reason why they stayed at a job longer. But for the past year and a half, COVID-19 has presented more isolated work environments, disconnected team cultures, and left many employees feeling anxious about the return to in-person work environments. When teams do return to meeting in person, it will be imperative to reconnect and rebuild culture thoughtfully. And that is where the Culture Biz comes in. At the Culture Biz, we ship dynamic culture building activities right to your office each quarter, so you never have to worry about how you're going to engage and connect to your team during meetings and retreats. Our crates will fundamentally change the way that teams build culture in a post-pandemic workplace with play. Play is scientifically proven to increase happiness, build connections, and decrease stress. I'm Katie Wall, the CEO and co-founder of the Culture Biz. I'm a professional facilitator, play expert, and culture strategist, and I regularly use play to help teams build culture efficiently. My COO and co-founder, Courtney Jacobson, is a summer camp director and expert in team building and process development. We currently work with a team of contractors in marketing and PR, web support and design, and graphic design. Aside from our contract employees, we are a 2-woman show. Our quarterly subscription product, Culture Crate, includes 3 10 to 15-minute activities and a bonus activity to play at regular staff meetings. Each activity comes with clear step-by-step directions that include debrief questions to help connect the activity to work or team relationships. We provide everything you need to play. The quarterly Culture Crate subscription is just $27.95 per team member and includes free shipping. The activities provide experiences around design thinking, brainstorming, communication, collaboration. We offer additional culture building crates like Retreat Crate, which is a one-time crate with longer culture building activities. Many of us have been to expensive off-site team buildings like escape rooms and ropes course challenges, but there really is nothing like the Culture Biz on the market. The Culture Biz makes the ritual of play easy, and you don't have to be a professional facilitator to play effectively and to see results. TCB launched in February 2020 with a pilot of our in-person crates, and then COVID happened. And while we pivoted our model to virtual activities, as someone said, Zoom fatigue was challenging. So we are refocusing on in-person teams returning to the office post-pandemic. Culture Crate and Retreat Crate relaunch officially in September. Winning this competition would allow us to purchase inventory for our launch, help with fulfillment as we scale, and pay for marketing and PR sponsorship opportunities to increase awareness and help us focus on filling our pipeline. Our crates make the ritual of play easy and fun. You can't afford not to play with the Culture Biz.
And boom goes the dynamite. Awesome. Judges, questions?
I'm curious about the experience with COVID and how much you needed to pivot and launching in September. How much traction have you gained with subscribers since September?
So we literally pivoted our entire model in March because no one was in the office. So we had to repilot. We did have a couple pilot companies that played. We got great feedback. And a lot of the feedback was that there was just no time to play. Everyone was over it. So we did get a little traction. Then I think our focus really became helping teams come back post-pandemic, because that's really where, you know, teams need culture building the most. And I would say play works better, you know, in person. And so that's kind of where we're focusing our energy. And we are piloting currently right now to get some feedback, and then we'll pre-launch in July and then fully launch in September.
Would you be having in-person people from your team in person in those meetings, or is it just the boxes? And
yeah, it's
like,
just
is there a facilitation or virtual facilitation?
Yeah, so there's no facilitation required. The instructions are pretty easy, step by step. So the goal is that facilitators are expensive. And so we want people to be able to have the convenience of team building each and every team meeting to build that ritual of play. So you don't need a facilitator.
I'm wondering, you know, if you can keep renewing ideas, you know, how do you create the renewal factor? I mean, new ideas, you must have I'm sure not a limited source of ideas, but nonetheless, in a subscription model, I would expect that people would want different products all the time. How do you address that?
Yeah, it's a great question. We have right now currently a full year's worth of ideas, plus a lot of ideas in the hopper. I would say, you know, play is really, it can be anything. So I think our activities really can span I would say the creative limit, but we haven't reached it yet. So I don't know. And because we are just starting, I think we don't really know our turn rate. We don't know when people kind of get over our activities, but I would say that the year's worth of activities we have are all different and unique, and all kind of get a team to do something else, whether it's collaboration or communication or team building. It's kind of across the span of those themes.
Okay, great, thanks.
Yeah.
One quick question on the price point. I'm thinking that's going to be a hurdle for a lot. Like I just went in and I punched in 20 members for a quarter, and it was $580.
Yeah.
Which seems that.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, like, is there maybe have you thought about different options for ones that are like maybe less material and more the ideas? And I don't know, just what are your thoughts around that? Because I imagine that being a hurdle for a lot of teams.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. We're still discovering that right now. I think you're right. And currently part of our issue with the price point is that we are, you know, we have limited funding for scale. So I think if we can get funding to be able to get inventory and really purchase at bulk, we can decrease that rate. We don't want to go higher. So we want to kind of start higher and be able to decrease. I think it's possible. It could be a barrier, and I think that's part of the pilot, so that we can kind of identify that. We also want to be able to give discounts to be able to grow our fan base. So to answer your question, I'm not sure, and I think it's a great idea, and I will definitely explore kind of the piecemeal concept. I think that's a good idea.
I have a question for you, just in terms of marketing. I'm curious how you guys you know, advertise this type of product. If you're dealing mostly with, you know, managers, HR people, how you're reaching the audience that you need to reach.
We are exploring that right now. We're targeting, you know, like you said, HR managers and CPOs. Currently doing a lot of like LinkedIn, social media outreach, but I think that's one of our biggest hurdles, is really trying to get our product in the hands of the right people. We're working with a marketing company, and I think really just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and seeing what is the right approach. It's, you know, B2Bs right now are struggling financially. COVID, they all took a hit. So I think being able to show the value and the necessity of culture, I think often culture falls to the bottom of the list. And our goal is to show that it's just as important as COVID policies and mask policies as people come back to work. So that's kind of the goal right now. And we're still exploring.
Thank you.
Yeah, Thank you, Katie. Really appreciate your time. Judges, thank you for your questions. I'm a huge fan of play, so thank you for making this. Appreciate it.
This is awesome. You know, one of my favorite things is like the positivity in all of these, positivity in the presenters, but like there's so much like positivity in the businesses too. It's really fun, like positive, social impact, positive ways to engage with your kids. And I think the next one I'm kind of teeing you up here, Chris.
I believe you are, because it's called Wowzitude. We're really excited to host Susan Black. Yes.
Wowzitude, I'm here to wow you. There you go.
Wow us away. Are you going to be sharing your screen, Susan?
I am, and I'm just teeing up right now. So we're all
perfect.
Good.
You were muted for a second, and you're not anymore. But I thought for a second I was going to get to do a voiceover the whole time.
No. But hopefully you can see my screen and everything is good.
We can see your screen and hear you. Take it away when you're ready.
Perfect. So hello, I'm Susan Black. I'm founder of Wowzitude's Travel Club. Wowzitude addresses the growing need for real-time remote engagement activities among seniors to promote conversations while mitigating social isolation. Our monthly, bi-monthly, or weekly live tours engage, entertain, and encourage curiosity among older adults. Wowzitude is a unique solution addressing the shift from traditional and uninspiring senior activities to intentional living experiences sparking purpose. Our subscribers tell us that members love traveling around the world, talking with locals in real time as they revisit or explore new destinations, and the conversation continues with friends and family members long after the tour concludes. Our subscription service is designed for senior living community groups and individuals, taking them on live guided walks around the world from the comfort and safety of their residences. And these exciting excursions are perfect for this group long after we exit the pandemic. Most are well-traveled, but they're no longer able to do so. So Wowzitude continues to bring the world to them. Interactive remote activities feature expert hosts who engage and entertain by facilitating two-way discussions and questions, paired with trained local licensed guides eager to introduce communities to their favorite spots. Our subscribers experience 52 global tours and travel chats with people who are part of their real-life circle. My mom was Wowzitude's first virtual traveler as a result of the lockdown at her community during the pandemic. And since then, hundreds of older adults in dozens of communities now embrace the culture of other countries by talking with locals. Wowzitude's dedicated 10-person team all come from the travel and tourism industry, and we're all expert in designing and operating immersive, exciting adventures for travelers. We've tested and improved our programs over a 5-month pilot period with 6 senior living communities and 150 participating seniors. All subscriptions include tour documents, including itineraries, maps, local recipes for cooking activities, and to share with residents and their families, and even music downloads. We launched private subscriber tours in January of this year. We introduced buddy programs in March, and in April, we launched our weekly groups. In fact, our new weekly plan is our most popular and profitable plan, and it's also the most affordable and scalable. We're on track to achieve this year's goal of 5 filled virtual buses, totaling $300,000. We've only been doing this for 5 months, with a unit contribution margin of $274,000. Our second year goal is to triple that number through partnerships, sponsorships, and distribution deals. We're already well underway in discussions with many of them, and we've just inked 2 deals. If we're selected, we would use the money to invest in business development and marketing, as well as investing in launching additional product offerings for our most profitable plans. Our entire team is motivated and excited to do well by doing good, and we're thrilled to be here. Thanks so much.
Let's give it up for Susan, who's clearly got a Wowzitude. Thank you.
Actually, yes, it was a wow. It was definitely a wow.
We try to offer wow moments.
It's obvious that the experience that the team has behind this is extensive, because it shows as how it's differentiated from other competitors' presentation of it. I still have to ask the question. I'm curious how you would compete in such a competitive market, and I understand also Amazon has something close with Amazon Explore. So how
Yes,
do
of
you?
course. We've been watching other remote or virtual tour programs, but nothing is designed explicitly for the senior market. We curate everything. As a matter of fact, we've done some APIs on Zoom where we actually include live closed circuit captions, among other things. So by speaking to our audience, by speaking to the activity directors, we are carefully crafting an experience that's just for them. The secret sauce is also with our host. Our host oftentimes will repeat what a tour guide says. Sometimes the accent could be difficult, and also being able to curate all these questions in a way that's both entertaining and informative and not so scary for older adults is also key. So our hosts, really bring the sparkle, and our guides also do it. And by the way, our guides love working with us because they're able to really read the audience by working with the hosts as well. And they work with us over and over again because, of course, it's a subscription model.
You talked about partnerships. I'm curious who those partners are.
So our partners are, first of all, we take a look at very large organizations, senior care living, such as Sunrise, which has over 1,000 different properties. But also we look at technology solution providers, those who are looking to engage with older adults. They need content and we have great content. So we're platform agnostic. We're currently on Zoom, but we can work on any platform. So our partners are a lot of the technology solution providers that are really charged with engagement metrics at senior living communities and with aging at home.
Is the 16 active, is that senior living homes? Like they're the ones subscribing, correct?
So our subscribers are twofold. Number one is, yes, of course, we go to senior living communities, but we also have sponsorships. So there's large groups that want to sponsor it for large groups of people. We have a number of individual subscribers, again, through sponsorships and those that are aging at home. And we work with caregiver organizations because those who are aging at home are really isolated. And to be able to form almost like book club without the book and engage these types of communities is something quite unique.
It's a very, I like the model.
Thank you.
Awesome, Susan.
Any other questions? We like to wow you. Come on tour with us. One of the things I would love to say too is that we invite all of our guests to try a free trial every week. So there's no mystery. People can see what it is. We don't take credit cards. We just invite them to come along and be wowed. And I can say that our adoption rate based on that is between 92 and 97%. So we like to get them on tour.
Awesome. Well, really appreciate your presentation, Susan. Judges, great questions. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I feel wowed up. Just going to keep mentioning Wowsitude for the rest of this whole year. We're into the final stretch of our pitches here. Super excited. And thank you all of our attendees for being here in support of these semifinalists. It can be a vulnerable thing to get up here and present, your passion and something that's important to you. And so as we go into this final stretch, I want to just give mad props to everybody presenting today and bring up our next presenter, our next pitcher, Katie Roman from Tinker Tots Boxes. Thank you. How you doing? And are you ready to roll?
I am ready.
Cool.
Can we see everything okay?
We see you in presentation mode. We hear you perfectly. Take it away.
Perfect. Well, hi, I'm Katie Romont, the founder and owner of Tinker Tots Boxes. I wanted to start off today by painting a picture that I think many of you may be able to relate to. So you're home with your young children who are getting antsy, looking for something fun to do, and also vying for your attention. You have your own laundry list of things to get done, but you also want to be that hands-on, perfect Pinterest mom that we see all over social media. You quickly realize that you just can't do it all, And the next thing you know, that mom guilt hits you. I have 2 little ones of my own, ages 3 and 4. And let me tell you, the mom guilt is real and it's extremely defeating. As a working mom, I found it extremely challenging to find the time and energy to prepare and research these fun and creative activities I was seeing. I realized I would toss my children toys, tablets, movies, anything I could do to just buy some time to cross something off my to-do list. And I quickly realized that I was missing really exciting developmental moments, these moments that I would actually never get back. Quickly also realizing that I was not the only mom out there that felt this way, drove me to create and launch Tinker Tots Boxes in the fall of 2019. Tinker Tots is a subscription service geared for ages 3 to 6. Every month, new and exciting activities are delivered right to your doorstep. Each box includes 5 hands-on educational activities. All the materials and step-by-step instructions are provided to give parents and caregivers that quality time with their children without having to do any of the prep work. Our boxes allow children to learn and create in a screen-free, open-ended way. Every activity is individually packaged to keep those busy little hands entertained at a moment's notice. Here at Tinker Tots, we offer 3 types of products. Our monthly subscription service, which starts at $35 a month, with discounts for longer term subscriptions of 3, 6, and 12 months. We also have a single box shop, which has our themed and specialty boxes, along with our seasonal boxes ranging from $35 to $50. And we recently rolled out our fundraiser program where 20% of the proceeds goes directly back to the schools and community organizations for educational opportunities. Since our launch, we have completely grown organically through word of mouth, through unpaid social media influencer marketing, and also collaborations with other brands. We have 4,000 followers on Instagram and 250 monthly subscribers. In Q1 of this year, we launched on Amazon subscription platform, which has also helped to grow our monthly subscriber base. If we're fortunate enough to win this competition, and as we look forward on how we're going to grow our business, we're ready to make a marketing investment and kickstart our digital and email marketing campaigns, also build a referral and community around motherhood, and also work with other collaborations. I want to thank you for your time today. I know this is just the beginning for Tinker Tots, and I hope you join us as we go on this ride. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate your time and your passion. Judges.
It seems to me that there's a lot of competition in this area. You know, I think about I've seen a lot of competition in terms of STEM subscription ideas and so on. And I'm wondering how you're differentiating yourself.
So as much as our product is for children's, we're really gearing this towards helping mothers. It's a specific age group. You know, children are not in school all day at this age. And we want to make this piece of motherhood as simple as possible. A lot of other boxes are very STEM oriented. We are very specific into the development, preparing children for the kindergarten stage from that 3 to 6-year-old range. So as much, like I said, as it is for children and children's activities, it's more to simplify an aspect of motherhood.
Great, thanks.
How do you guys build in any sort of options for siblings? Do you have any sort of discounts for if a parent is buying multiple boxes, or is there enough for multiple children to use the activities?
Yeah, so each one of our boxes includes 5 activities. Our single boxes is just enough for 1 child to participate, but we do offer a sibling add-on. Those monthly boxes are $50, and it provides enough materials for 2 children to participate for every activity. So you don't have to buy 2 separate boxes. It's all shipped in one.
I would say the guilt is beyond mom's guilt. It's my nightmare as well. I've had all guilt with my kids. So I'm curious, how do you think, or what's your plan on maintaining the variety and content for the longevity of your subscribers? I understand it's you and and Ashley are the two in this working on the content of this?
Yeah, so I am the only employee of Tinker Tots.
Okay.
Ashley's a dear friend of mine who was a kindergarten teacher, and she became a stay-at-home mom. And so when I was starting to drown in the business, I brought her on to be our educational consultant who helps write all the developmental instructions for us.
So are you seeking outside consultants for that content? It seems a very intense field of just building up the content of educational and entertainment kits.
Yeah, so as far as the writing of the instructions and everything, no, Ashley will be handling that for the foreseeable future. As far as coming up with the ideas for the different activities and developmental materials, I don't see a shortage of that happening. So every month, we usually theme a few of the activities if there's a holiday or something, usually holidays around that month. But also we tweak a lot of the activities to focus on, fine motor skills, letter and number recognition, shapes, colors. So there's a wide variety, and there are a lot of activities out there that we can create. So I don't see a shortage of that happening anytime soon.
How do you, I have 2 young kids too, and I'm also, I have dad guilt every night after I put them to sleep. Like, I should have been easier on them on this. We subscribe to Kiwi Crate. And so what would you say, just out of curiosity, like, how do you differentiate between the two? Or there's many others out there too. So like, what's the, how we're different statement?
So we have taken our boxes and it made it as simple and organized as possible, because I think as parents with young kids, you don't need any more stuff in your house. So we just take, if you need 2 pipe cleaners for an activity, that's exactly what we send you. Everything is very organized and simplified, and especially for this age group, they're very timely activities because kids don't have that long of an attention span. So being a mom, being a kindergartner teacher, as my friend is who helps us, we know exactly what our kids are capable of and are interested in at this age group. And what we've seen from competitors, I just feel like we have really laser focused in on that.
Cool. Great questions, great answers, great presentation. Katie, really appreciate it. Judges, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving into our final pitch. We have Christy Kerner with My Little Mascara Club.
Hey.
Thank you for being here. All right, you're ready to roll, aren't you?
I am.
Locked and loaded. Take it away.
All right, sounds good. Hello, I am Christy Kerner, the founder of My Little Mascara Club and a true mascara addict. I started wearing mascara about 33 years ago, and I'm not kidding when I say I may have gone about 33 days in that time without it. For those of you that don't wear mascara, I think it's important for you to realize foundationally how important this tool is to those of us that do wear it. Legit, if I'm not wearing my mascara, my phone won't unlock. It's like, who is this? Definitely not Christy Kerner, intruder alert. Legit, I'm not going anywhere without my mascara. And I'm not alone. There are actually over 100 million women in the US alone that wear mascara on a daily basis. This is something that is extremely prevalent, but weirdly enough, this product is still plagued with problems. Mascara has a reputation for being packed with dirty ingredients. It doesn't do its one job, which is to stay on our lashes all day. And it has this strange little habit of suddenly drying out, clumping, and becoming unusable. I think you could say that this category is ripe for disruption. And one of my favorite data points around this is the fact that the best-selling mascaras right now, 2 of the 3 of them, were developed 40 and 50 years ago. That to me is a sign of innovation that hasn't been developed in a way that really mattered to the end users, because they're still voting with their dollars on things that are not the other hundreds of brands out there. I set out to see if I could fix this, and we did. Thanks to some partnerships with some amazing cosmetic scientists, in 2020, we were able to launch what we call the best little mascara ever. It's an ultra clean mascara that does its job, stays put, and lasts all day. For me, one of the baselines in developing a brand new product in today's world was to ensure that it was packed with clean ingredients. For us, we got a review recently by an industry watchdog called Think Dirty that's rated millions of consumer products. And we were on pins and needles, but really pleased to see that we came out with the coveted 0 dirty rating. And if you look down at number 8 and 9, there's a couple of those other ones that I mentioned earlier that are bestsellers today. Mascara has a really, like I said, bad habit of being quite toxic, and we are thrilled to be leading the edge on how that is changing. In addition to creating a new formulation that is ultra clean and stays on your lashes, we also use the principles of design thinking to develop a better functional use for the product. So our product is a different size and a different shape than a lot of mascaras out there. Bundling that all together, we wrapped it up in a subscription to make it ultra convenient so that the #1 product that we don't want to leave the house without, we never have to be without. Interestingly, mascara is a market bigger than razors. You can think of our model a lot like a Dollar Shave Club for razors, but globally mascara is a $10.3 billion market. We launched during 2020 and did over 100,000 that year. And we're on pace to do 1 million this year and intend to grow to our 2025 goal of over 1 million subscribers. Wish me luck. The way that it works is that consumers come in and pick their base formula as well as their fun little add-ons. And we have a vibrant mission as a direct-to-consumer brand to really spoil and delight our customers. So we always include some fun little gifts. And interestingly, you can think of our pricing strategy as if we're a Nordstrom's level product available at Target level pricing, which is really appreciated by our customers, that we give them such quality without overcharging them in any way. We have 1,300 subscribers currently, and our products have earned us a lot of raving fans. We have economics that can scale in every direction. And so think of it that we are a little mascara with a big heart out to change the world.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Shady, I see you ready to roll with some questions. Take it away.
Christy, did you say you have 1,300 subscribers with on track to make 1 million this year?
Yeah, not 1 million subscribers, but 1 million, yes.
1 million in sales, yeah. A quick question, is the shape and the size of the mascara unique to your business, or is it, do you have a patent around that?
So no patent. And smaller mascara is something that is just starting to catch on. So it's not unique to us, but it is something that is kind of leading edge. We saw about a dozen of the major brands also come out with a mascara mini in Q4 of last year, which is so exciting to me because it's really normalizing the size and showing that the market actually has pull and demand for mascara to adjust itself to be this size.
And where do you stand from a price competitiveness to the brands you were comparing to?
Buyers tend to spend anywhere from $8 to about $15. And ours are priced between $9 and $12 on subscription. Premium mascara buyers, which again, ours has a lot of the markings of a premium product, spend anywhere from $18 to $47 on their mascara.
Who formulated who formulated your mascara?
You know, I worked with a team of cosmetic scientists. I went through a process of working with people from all around the world in all different areas to work on this. It took me almost 2 years to get this to the point that we did. We had to really start from the ground up thinking about mascara differently.
I think my takeaway from what you've been saying is like there's a lot of messaging that needs to happen to convey what's different about this to your consumers. And I think you did a really great job of that, just in terms of both, you know, the old players are 50 plus years old and nobody's reformulated those, or the fact that, you know, as soon as you said a mini mascara, you know, the larger sizes flake and get crusty and you have to dump them at some point. And so for women who aren't necessarily thinking of those things, to convey those things in some sort of messaging, how are you thinking about how to market this and tell your story in that way?
Such a good question, Jessica. And honestly, what I've spent the last year doing a lot of tracking around. So I'm a pretty analytical person. So in approaching the market, we did a lot of testing to see how we can message, because we know we have like 2.7 seconds to get a person interested. So what we found is that consumers most appreciate us leading with our clean messaging, because mascara has a lot of mistrust. People have been used and abused by promises with mascara. So we can't really talk about how super smudge proof we are or some of these things without it going in one ear and out the other. But when we focus on our clean ingredients, which are, our North Star is Whole Foods Beyond Clean Beauty Standards, that's something that's very objective, not subjective. And so people tend to, catch the attention, and then they dive in deeper and start to uncover the layers of what we've done here.
Thank you.
I thought really, really good pitch, and congrats on the growth. It's a big industry to crack into, and it seems like you've got a pretty good wedge. I think the kind of just off that last question, like if there's a way to, it's like fear of loss or fear of damaging is more compelling than cost savings, or the like people buy for the negative more. Yeah, anything, I guess this isn't a question, it's more just a thought, but like that when I'm looking at your site, the pitch it came across, but in the site it didn't come across as much that how damaging the other brands can actually be.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to hear how like that might be more at the center of the messaging, because I think that'll be a big part of it, differentiating.
Yeah, that's good thought. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Really good pitch.
Thank you.
Yeah, Chrissy, fantastic pitch and great questions from the judges. Thank you. And thank you for all of our semifinalists joining us today and pitching their businesses. That concludes our first round. I just want to say we will announce the winners after the judges confer and compare notes on the June 22nd, this month, on the 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. So that's
Chris, actually, I was thinking, let's do a reality show curveball here. You know how like the host comes in and we change things up last minute? We're going to do a big game of rocks, paper, scissors among everybody in Zoom. And that's how we're going to narrow it down.
It's just the contestants were so good and even that's the only fair way to do it.
The only fair way to do it. A game of rocks, paper, scissors.
Throw away the rubric.
Right. No, we'll follow the same format. We'll do rocks, paper, scissors in the future. Sounded like fun for a second.
But it's not. And, right. Yeah, thank you for that idea, Paul. And thank you, judges, for taking the time, not out of just this day, but ahead of time, like researching these companies and coming with thoughtful questions. We really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, this is truly, truly remarkable. So many great contestants. The questions were on point, and it was so fun to see this. Our first time doing a virtual component to our pitch competition. We're excited for the next round of it, which just remind people, entrance is open for that for the next round of pitch competitors.
Yep, you can apply now at subsummit.com/pitches/application if you want to go there directly, but subsummit.com will get you there too. And it's so fun to get together with the community and feel everybody here together again. Like I said at the beginning of this, it feels like the SubSummit season has started and we're getting revved up for it. And on that note, we do have, for your attendance today, Lauren's going to throw it in the chat. We have some flash promo codes for the next 72 hours. You can apply to the ticket of SubSummit, both virtual and in person. $100 off in person, $25 off virtual. So you choose. And with that, we'd like to thank you for your time, and we hope to see you at SubSummit.
And I think we're going to roll an awesome SubSummit video for everybody.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I'm going to close it out with that. So Brado, can you cue up the video? Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
See you guys. Thanks for being part of this.